On today's show, we're talking the hardtop with the Ford Bronco. That is right. And many people settled when they got their Bronco, or you're trying to get their Bronco, and they backed away from the hardtop and went soft top to get it. And now the time has come. They're like, hey, I've done my time with the soft top, but I'd like to go get what I wanted. So there's aftermarket companies out there, including Anderson Composites, who are doing hard tops for the Ford Bronco, and I'm kind of excited. Now we've already reviewed one other brand out there, and I thought, well, we're going to move on because this has been one of the most emailed topics that I've gotten. I get probably an email a day about, hey man, would you check this out? And so I'm like, okay, I'll look at some other tops out there. So let's look at these tops, and this is the Anderson composite top. So we'll bring this thing up here. And as you can see here, let's make it a little bit bigger. As you can see here, they are Anderson Composites website here, and this is for your 2000 through 2023. They need to update their website ever so slightly there. But the biggest thing we can take away right now is $6,000. And that might strike you like, man, Ford said on their website $600 for theirs. Why is everybody else's expensive? Well, Ford was willing to eat. There's a lot of profit in the Bronco, so they're willing to eat just a slight bit for the hardtop because they knew it was going to be a high take rate on that. So they're like, hey, if we make it cheap enough, people will want to jump to it. And jump to it they did. But the problem started out when people started getting them early on. They were splitting apart. There was just been a lot of issues with it. And I don't blame necessarily Ford about this because it was a learning curve. This is something Ford has never had to deal with. So companies like Anderson Composites here has said, hey, hold my beer. We got you. We'll start building a hard top and probably do it a lot better because this is what this company does. They just deal with fiberglass and, carbon fiber, stuff like that. So let's read about this thing. So it's a 4-piece top, and let's pull this up here. So you get 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is much like the factory top that you can see. Pretty much almost the same design, which is kind of cool. Now, the other company I reviewed, they gave it kind of a slant back top to it, which was really rad, but this company said, hey, people might want the OEM the look. So this is a white version of this top, and they do offer it in a black version. But overall, looks factory. Now you're gonna once again, you're gonna get the 2-piece top up here. So it's gonna much like if you want to, you're in town, you want to take the top off, take those 2 pieces off. They'll fit properly in the back of the vehicle. Put them in a bag. They don't get scratched up that way. And you're still ready to go. And now the center top, much like the OEM top, if you take this one off, you're going to have to leave and store it somewhere. It's not going to fit comfortably in the back of this vehicle. But overall, we're here to talk about this top. Looks pretty good. Now let's go through a couple pictures here. You can see it on the Bronco right there. And it looks great. That white top looks really good on that blue, by the way. And this company is the one that does all these rad tube doors and these hole doors, whatever you call these. They just look really cool. But we're here talking about this. Now, the factory glass and everything on this, or it looks factory, I must say. So see if we got a better picture of it. Yeah, so the glass right there, that just looks all factory. And it's not much to say about this thing because it looks like a factory top on this. Now you can see all the roughness to it right there, and that's just the composite to that thing. Even the black one, you can slightly see that. And I think it's just their version, how they didn't want the smooth looking top, because if you wanted that smooth looking top, just try to get Fords. Now, it looks like it mounts the way the factory does. And once again, you're going to get all the struts, all the glass and everything comes with this, but you can see nice seals around this. So I wouldn't expect weather to jump into this top. All the fitment here looks OEM. I mean, that looks, it's hard to like dig too deep in this because this looks like an OEM top. So I'm very impressed with this, but I'm curious what these things are going to cost us, because ultimately that's the big thing, is what is the price of this. And there's one more picture I want to show you. Now, these are the factory roof racks. So you can see they've definitely made it. You have the slots there. They've definitely thought this out and said, hey, I know people might have this rack or want this rack. Let's give them the option. So that's very cool. So now let's go over to their website on YouTube here, or their channel page. And this top in carbon fiber. Now they're known for carbon fiber. And if you wanted a carbon fiber top like this, you're probably looking at 12 grand, if not more. It's going to be stupid expensive, but I just think it looks cool. But I want to show, this is a nice close up on the latch. The attachment for the latch looks really cool. You can see all the fitment to this, and we'll play this video just a little bit here so you can kind of see it. But this is from SEMA, like I said last year. Now here, look at the way the top fits. Looks great. Just looks really good. And they got one more little spot down here I want to show you. But that carbon fiber is pretty wicked. Now you can see here's the second piece of the top. Looks like it fits really good. Now this being carbon fiber, this is definitely for the SEMA show. They're wanting to showcase what they do, but overall that looks good. Now, we can't have a hard top without knowing what this thing's going to cost us. On the website there, on Anderson's website, it shows roughly $6,000. But we do know there's taxes included in that. You need to include taxes, shipping on these things. I want to be realistic with shipping. Shipping on a hardtop is probably expensive. You're probably looking $500 to $1,000. I hate to be that way. Just assume that it's going to be really expensive because these have to be crated. So that means they're going to have to be trucked either to you, or if you have a warehouse, something you can have it directly delivered to. That's expensive. And so, if I wanted it delivered here to my front door, it's going to be a little bit pricey. Now, so I've pulled this up. This is Lethal Performance. They're one of the vendors that is actually selling this, because I don't believe you can buy directly from Anderson. I think you have to go through one of their retailers. And Lethal Performance has this thing. And as you can see, the Anderson composite fiberglass hardtop. And remember, this includes all the struts to make the lid stay up. This includes all the attachments that if you're going to plug, you have the plugs for the window defroster and all that. It includes all that for the $5,999. But it's not included in that? Shipping. And that's where we're going to come over here. So shipping per item rate with the 0+ freight fixed in, and this is just a fixed price basically. So for $550 is what it's going to cost to have it shipped here. And I believe this company, I could be wrong, I believe they're out of the East Coast, maybe Florida somewhere. Once again, I could be wrong on that. So it might be cheaper to get it shipped to me than it would be if, say, you're on the West Coast or somewhere in Middle America. That might be a little bit more expensive. So don't hold my shipping to be what it would cost you. But this gives you a rough idea. We're going to have the shipping route protection. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's basically $120 on that. So our grand total is $6,668.98. But the old tax man wants his share. So for $638.53, with our grand total being $7,307.51. Now, that may seem like a lot of money, and it is. I can't stress this enough. If you're into this top right here, that's a lot of money. And in black like that, man, it looks really good. I could be swayed for this one. It's a lot of money, but you're getting quality. This companies, they have a lot on the line. It's not like Ford, where Ford doesn't make the top. There's a manufacturer, Bastos makes those top for them under Ford's design. And these companies have figured out their own way of doing these things. So once again, these tops are not mass produced. So just remember that in the pricing. These companies, they have to make a living as well. So, they may, I don't know how many tops they've sold of this, but they may sell maybe a dozen a month. I don't know. And so therefore there's got to be some profit built into that. So just remember that, and don't beat up these companies going, hey, why are these things so expensive? It's just the way it is, man. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or these hard tops I need for my drive, it's been your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd. Leave us a comment below. Let me know what you think. We're out. Peace.